which is known as Surah Qaf, in which Allah Ta'ala in a most beautiful manner describes the two places that me and you have to go to, which is called, may Allah Ta'ala make that we all go straight to Jannah. But every person will have to cross over Jahannam. In Jahannam, Allah save us all. But crossing over Jahannam, وَإِن مِّنكُمْ إِلَّا وَارِدُهَا كَانَ عَلَىٰ رَبِّكَ حَتْمًا مَقْضِيًّا. Allah Ta'ala says, everyone, the decision of Allah was passed, will have to cross over Jahannam. So the arena of Jahannam we're all going to enter. And that is called what we call the Sirat. The bridge of Sirat is the thing, that bridge that runs over Jahannam. So the two places we are going to see, may Allah Ta'ala let it be that our crossing over Jahannam is with the speed of lightning. That we hardly see, we hardly smell, we don't see anything. An individual who had a lot of difficulties in this world, he will only be given a smell of Jannah. And then the angel will say to him, we heard that you used to go through a lot of difficulties. He said, by Allah, I cannot remember any difficulty of this world. It will be one smell of Jannah. Then there will be an individual who will just smell Jahannam. And the angel will say, we heard that you are bi an'ami ahli dunya. You are the man who enjoyed the best of this world. He say, Wallah, I cannot remember any enjoyment. The speed of lightning to take us over Jahannam, that even the smell of Jahannam doesn't reach us. Allah Ta'ala describes the two, but before reaching there, first death. So this is our journey. Sometimes we forget our journey. My first surah that I did in Hifz was Surah Qaf. And only later on I realized why. This year shows us that it's not only this world. There's things that are going to happen. Allah Ta'ala says, in this world, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانِ, we created man and we know whatever his inside is talking about. We are closer to man than the jugular vein. إِذْ يَتَلَقَّى الْمُتَلَقِّيَانِ عَنِ الْيَمِينِ وَعَنِ الشِّمَالِ قَعِيدٌ. When the two receivers continue receiving, one on the right hand side, one on the left hand side. What are they receiving? مَا يَلْفِظُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ. Whatever man says, there is someone recording it. That's our world in this. This world is an exam. This world is not Jannah, neither is this world Jahannam. Allah Ta'ala says, some people when they go through problems, they say this is the punishment of Allah. Almighty Allah says, this is punishment. In this world, punishment don't come. Yes, a taste of punishment could come. Punishment in itself is left by Almighty Allah. This world can't manage the punishment of Allah. And neither can this world manage Jannah of Allah. This world, our every sentence, someone passes away, Allah is watching what are we saying. Someone is born, Allah is watching what we are saying. Some people in happiness get the highest places of Jannah. They make shukr to Allah. Some people in difficulty get the highest places of Jannah, may sabr. Some people in happiness lose it all. They forget Allah, they say something, they fall into kufr. Some people in difficulty lose it all. This world is an exam. And after this exam, وَجَاءَتْ سَكْرَةُ الْمَوْتِ بِالْحَقِّ. Then the pains, the pangs of death will come. That is something no one can deny. ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنْهُ تَحِيدٌ. This was that which you were trying to avoid, but you can't avoid it. وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ. The trumpet will now be blown. This is the day which has been promised. وَجَاءَتْ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَعَهَا. Every person will come. With him there will be one pulling him front, and there will be a witness. لَقَدْ كُنْتَ فِي غَفْلَةٍ مِّنْ هَذَا. People will be told, it seems you forgot about this day. فَكَشَفْنَا عَنْكَ غِطَاءَكَ. Now that you have died and you have now stood in front, the covering over your eye has lifted. Now you can see very well. But on that day it will be too late. When man will see it all, it will no longer be the unseen. The exam is now over. Because of the exam being over, now it's time for graduation. Some people have passed, some people have failed. Allah save us all from failure. يَوْمَ نَقُولُ لِجَهَنَّمْ. On that day we will speak to Jahannam. To understand this here, we're standing on the plains of Qiyamah. No one has yet gone into Jahannam. No one has yet gone into Jannah. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, then the angels, you will see them pulling Jahannam. And Jahannam will be making its sound. Now how the angels will pull, where is Jahannam, it will only be understood on that day. But to the plains of Qiyamah, Jahannam will be brought and you will hear that sound. And there people will see others going into the fire. And going, so many will put, then Allah will say to Jahannam, Halim talati, are you not full? How many have gone into you? وَتَقُولُ, and Jahannam will speak, Hal mim mazid, I want even more. That scream of Jahannam, they say the roar of the lion makes everything shake. You will see the buck, the deer, their hearts start pumping even faster when the lion roars. That is one lion, this is Jahannam. Jahannam will have its roar. And on the other side, وَأُزْلِفَتِ الْجَنَّةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, and Jannah will be brought to the pious people. غَيْرَ بَعِيد, it won't be far. And every man will be looking at it and says, I wish I can just reach there. هَذَا مَا تُوعَدُونَ, this is what you have been promised. لِكُلِّ أَوَّابٍ حَفِيظٍ, for every person who would always turn to Almighty Allah and who would protect himself from evil. مَنْ خَشِيَ الرَّحْمَنَ بِالْغَيْبِ, the one who feared Almighty Allah in absence. In absence means he couldn't see Allah, that's one meaning. But he feared. Absence means when there was no one around him. And then his nafs, his inside said, you alone. Now do what you want to do. And then he said, what about my Allah? To be able to reach that state, that's why Ramadan came. It's called a huduri, a consciousness of my Allah. The one who can have it in this world, he's entering Jannah tomorrow. Allah make us all. Udkhuluha bisalam. It will now be said, enter into paradise and take it easy. ذَلِكَ يَوْمُ الْخُلُودِ, this is now the day which will never come to an end. لَهُمْ مَا يَشَاءُونَ فِيهَا, for them whatever they desire, they are now going to find it in Jannah. وَلَدَيْنَا مَزِيدٌ, and we got even more than what they desire. Even more. Whatever man will say, I want this, Allah will say, I'll give you even better than this. What the mind will never go to, you'll say, you'll think you're highest, and Allah will say, and I'll give you وَلَدَيْنَا مَزِيدٌ. As for this world very fast. Empires are going to crumble. وَكَمَّ هَلَكْنَا قَبْلَهُمْ مِنْ قَرْنٍ, before them how many nations we destroyed. هُمْ أَشَدُّ مِنْهُمْ بَطْشًا, much more powerful. فَنَقَّبُوا فِي الْبِلَادِ, me and you building. They used to build in the mountains. فَنَقَّبُوا فِي الْبِلَادِ هَلْ مِن مَحِيصٍ, was there any escape for them? Nations and nations were destroyed. Our nation will also one day go. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَذِكْرًا, indeed in this is a unique reminder. لِمَنْ كَانَ لَهُ قَلْبٌ, for the one who got a living heart. أَوْ أَلْقَى السَّمْعَ وَهُوَ شَهِيدٌ, the one who gives an ear. Me and you must be that one. This world is an exam. Our every sound, every word is being recorded. In difficulty we remember the exam, in good times we remember the exam. After it, it is death which we can't run away from. If you can't run away from something, then learn to run towards something. If you can't run away from something, learn to run towards something. After death is going to be the trumpet. After the trumpet, it's either going to be Jannah or Jahannam. When the whole journey has been shown, it's me and you now, we have to walk this journey. May Allah Tabarak Ta'ala make it in the blessings of the month of Ramadan, in the blessings of Quran, we are able to walk this journey. As for what the media, the news, the environment, peer pressure, people will put pressure on us, families will put, Allah Tabarak Ta'ala says, what are you worried about that? فَاصْبِرْ عَلَى مَا يَقُولُونَ, you be patient on what everyone is saying. وَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ, in the morning and in the evening, you engage in the remembrance of Allah. وَاسْتَمِعْ يَوْمَ يُنَادِ الْمُنَادِ مِن مَكَانٍ قَرِيبٍ, and open up your ear and start waiting for the day when the caller will make the call. On that day, يَوْمَ يَسْمَعُونَ الصَّيْحَةَ بِالْحَقِّ, on the day when they will hear the scream, ذَلِكَ يَوْمُ الْخُرُوجِ, that is the day when we will have to come out to Allah again. And everything is going to start. May Allah Tabarak Ta'ala make it, this journey of ours is an exam. We pass this exam. And on this passing, Allah make every step after this easy for us. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Those brothers in i'tikaf, inshallah, we're going to gather towards the back of the hall. Jazakumullah.